Hey folks, Doc here. Well, I've given it a little bit of time to cool off and not send this thing to the scrap heap. As you probably know, I've torn the rear end out of it again. I'm going to rip the whole thing apart. I'm going to gusset the transaxle and strengthen the frame around the transaxle that hopefully it'll last a while this time as hard as I push it. So I'm going to just start stripping the whole butt end of this thing apart and we'll see what happens. Well, got the back section off and she's looking pretty naked. You know, I never could remember whether you were supposed to serve red wine or white wine with your barbecued transaxle. So, beer. Okay, this bit was particularly exciting. I made a cardboard template so that I can make that piece at a 1/4 inch steel plate. Dear Santa, this Christmas, plasma cutter or the friggin' reindeer gets it, I swear, pal. Okay, we are just about there. Just about got this whole operation finished up here. So, with a little bit of black spray paint on there just to protect it until I get, to repainting this thing, which I'm probably going to do. See if I can get in there a little bit better. You can see the two big 2x2 cross members that I added and the 1x1 forward and back members. And you can see that big 1/4 inch thick truss plate there. That was just a treat to cut out with a grinder, I'll tell you what. And then up front here, the members that come down in the front, the forward mounting brackets, and they are bolted to the case on both sides. What you see on one side exists on the other side. And the skid plate that I made from a mower deck. Don't remember which mower it came off of, but I guess it doesn't really matter. I kind of borrowed a page from Fearless Front, so tip of the hat to you, bud, for coming into my head and saying, hey, stupid, why don't you do this? So what I did is I used the wheel brackets off the mower deck there, same thing on the other side, and basically made it so that I can remove this skid plate or pivot out of the way very, very easily. All I got to do is pull out that hairpin and yank out the pipe that I've got securing it here. Same thing at the back. I can pull one end and drop it, or pull both and get the whole thing out of the way very easily. I reused these existing tabs that were already on the mower deck that attached it to the mower in the first place, and welded in some sections of 1/2 inch Schedule 40 gas pipe to fill in the gap there. And at the back I basically did the same thing. There's this rolled edge and I just welded in another section of gas pipe. While I had the whole schmear apart, I had to reconfigure my shift linkage because the arm on the transmission was interfering with this drop bracket. So I can just zoom out a little bit there and basically give you an idea what's going on with the shift linkage. I have a short rod that comes down from the dash, and then it hits what's essentially a bell crank. I extended the idler pulley bolt downwards, I don't know if you can see that particularly well, and put together a bar that just basically changes the leverage of it all. So this shift rod pushes this bar, the bar pivots back and forth and shifts the transaxle without any interference. The other thing I had to do was reconfigure my clutch, and I know this is pretty dark down there. I don't expect you to be able to see anything, but the long and the short of it is it was interfering on that far forward member there. So I just reconfigured the whole thing. I can't do this one-handed while holding the camera because she's pretty tight, but either way, it's all clear now. And the shift linkage, same deal, no problem. It clears everything now. So all that's left to do at this point is I gotta fix my wiring. I had to cut a bunch of wiring out of the way. That's for my tail and brake lights. Throttle cable's just kind of hanging there. I gotta sort that sucker out. Gonna have to readjust the brakes because all my linkages changed, and basically put the whole schmear back together again. So I'm not gonna bother detailing that because it's kind of boring, just wiring and a couple of linkage adjustments and whatnot. But basically within the next couple of days, weather permitting and time permitting, I'll have Mule back in action again. Fantastic. Thank you for watching.